Woodturners, I'm Captain Eddie Castellan. Welcome to my shop. Today we're going to talk a little bit about making shavings. Now, I'm still not physically capable, I don't know if it's physically or mentally capable, of getting back in the shop right now. Still have a little problem with it. But I still want to work on woodworking, wood turning. Oh man, I think I'd get this right. But I'll tell you what, I'll study for a little bit. While I'm studying, watch this. Alright, I studied all I can study. I'm out here today. Well, I had to come out here. Here's the deal. You think when you buy somebody a really nice vacuum cleaner, they learn how to clean it out and keep from getting clogged up. Some old broads can't get that. Really? Weird. Wow. But some get it and they understand it and they're real happy with it. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say about that. I'm not supposed to get hit in the head too much. No, I did say too much. All right, I'm back. I'm out in the shop. I've been playing around with a few things. I get a lot of phone calls from woodturners asking me things. Can we do this? Can we do that? How do you help me with this? How do you help me with that? And I'm glad to help you out. All you have to do is call my phone. And there's only one number. Oh, yeah, the number is right here. 504-715-0512. Call that number and I'll help you out. Yeah. Now, I wanted to come out and do this last week and get started. But I'm working outside the shop. A little claustrophobic problem in there. All right, so I'm outside the shop. But every day for the last 12, 13 days, it's rained a lot. In fact, it made the headlines in the newspaper today. It said, it rained a lot. Like we didn't know that. The ground's so soft behind me, you can hardly walk out there, so the lawn tractor isn't going to go. So I got a little time today. Tomorrow, I'm dropping the tractor. But been out and fooled around some things, and I wanted to do this on Memorial Day. That was a little bit important to me. No, it was very important to me to do it on Memorial Day. Here's the deal, guys, girls, woodturners. Memorial Day memorializes the people who gave their all for the sake of our country. That's right. These are the folks that gave all they had, and some, they gave their lives. And that's what we do on Memorial Day. It's not the rock up, shoot them up, bang them up, cook popcorn and french fries and hot dogs and all that out by the barbecue pit. It's a day. Now, if you do an outdoor celebration, that's fine. But what you should do is thank a veteran for what he did for this country. Thank a veteran, even if that veteran's not here. Thank a veteran. I think my dad went to World War II. Yeah. He did what he needed to do at the time that he needed to do it for the sake of this country. So that's Memorial Day. Think about that. All right, now, a couple other things we got to talk about a little bit. I get calls about finishes. Guy called me from Raleigh, North Carolina. I just put OB Shine Juice. So you know, OB Shine Juice is 1/3 white shellac, 1/3 denatured alcohol, and 1/3 boiled linseed oil. Don't boil linseed oil. Buy the product called boiled linseed oil. If you boil your own, well, you're going to go to the heaven faster than you want it. But you take those three things, you make them equal 1/3 parts. You put them in a bottle where you can apply it. You can apply it on your lathe using a paper towel. Paper towel. I never said lathe and rag in the same sentence until just now. Paper towel. And you put it on. What does it do? The shellac builds up the finish. And that's what you're going to end up with is a shellac finish. The oil gives us some flexibility and lets it move. The alcohol thins the shellac. So you 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Now you can put it in a squeeze bottle when you get done. You put a mark on the side of it. And next time you may have to add some alcohol to get it back up to that mark again. Just alcohol. But that's the only thing you're going to get out is the alcohol. Alright? But don't make a gallon of it. You don't. I don't even buy green bananas. You'll never use it, okay? Don't go to the gallon. Go to a little bottle. Put it on there. Now, you put the shine juice on there, OP shine juice. And I got a formula on my website someplace. And you rub it in, work it in, work it in, work it in, work it in. You'll see the chatoins, or the cat's eye, or pearlizing of the wood come out because you sanded it properly. And then when you move it, it looks like it moves inside. That's chatoins. Now, you get that chatoins, you want to keep it. And you want to keep it with a great finish on it. So you do the OB shine juice. And the next day you come back to it, and it's dull. I mean, the shine in there is dull. What do? Here's what happened. Atmospheric changes cause the oil to come out of the finish. The oil that you use for a lubricant to come out and get through the finish. It's sitting on top of the finish. You can buff it off with a soft cloth. Not on a lathe, with a soft cloth. All right? Then you're going to get the shine back, and you put wax on it and all that. But here's the deal. Wax and some other finishes, they don't go along with this. This is that big greasy print that Aunt Melda put on it when she picked it up off the table. This is the makeup on Gladys when she picked it up off the table. This is Uncle Bob's cigar stuff when he picked it up off the table. That will mar natural finishes. So, what do we do now? We have Obi Shine Juice on it. We got a beautiful finish. We really love it. We'd like it to keep shining. What I learned a couple of years ago at Swat. SWAT's not that thing with the guns and the cars and the helicopters. No. SWAT is Southwest Association of Turners. SWAT. SWAT, SWATURNERS.org is their website. They hold a symposium the last weekend in August every year. Now, that's where I learned how to do the CA finish. CA is super glue. I didn't say super glue because if you run to Walgreens and buy the super glue, you'll be highly disappointed. Number one, about the quality of what you're buying, and number two, how much you're getting. And oh yeah, there's number three, the cost. That's $5. You can get 2 full ounces for $6. So get it from your catalog service, your local whatever store that sells wood turning parts and pieces and tools and all that, or your local glue supplier. Yeah. And with the Bayou Wood Turners, the club buys it and sells it to the members. And they make $1 a bottle or $2 a bottle on it. But it's still cheaper than if I had to get freighted to me, which is great. Where do I get mine? I get mine from Starbond, STARBOND.com, Starbond.com, because they're a family store and they're really nice people and they help you out. So if you got a question or a problem, you can talk to them. And oh yeah, when you talk to them, they will tell you that the really thin super glue, or CA, see, I did it myself. The really good CA for doing a finish is the thin material. I like to say it's EMO3 or something, but I'll probably get that number wrong. But if you call them, they'll know. But if you use the medium or the medium thick or the super thick or whatever, you're wasting your time. Being in the wind, it's not going to help. It's just not going to get there. So use the thin stuff. Do it right, just like I have a video on it. Where to learn that? At SWAT. Sat in a demonstration where a guy was showing you how to use it, and there was a handful of guys there that wanted to argue every point, every step, instead of just keep your mouth shut and listen to the demonstration. But I listened to the guy that taught it. He was good, and he explained what and why. But if you thought about it, the what is super CA glue. We use super glue. CA glue. The why is because it's a very durable, hard finish. And the how is don't go quick. You can't put it on the entire piece. You can't put it in a spray can and spray it all over. None of that works. Apply it properly. There's a couple of videos out there. Watch the Jack Lake videos that tell you, I really wanted a thick coat, so I put it on thick. Well, you put it on cloudy. Yeah. It happens that way. But if you have a finish, you can always improve it a little bit. And that's what I go for, improving a natural finish. I did mention the SWAT, didn't I? Yeah, okay. I want to go back to that in a minute or so. You just turned a bowl. And you had a stub left, or a piece left, right? Finish it with sandpaper and your cutter, to the same degree that you finish the rest of the piece. Okay? Why is that? Because you want that piece for a sample when you do your when you put your finish on. Next one was, I get this every day. I called. I don't know if you're still in business. I'm still here. Still in. There's no ghost. Look, too thick to be a ghost. We're still here. Management and I run Big Guy Productions. Well, all right, let me tell you. Legally, management runs Big Guy Productions. I'm just here for the PR. Really. And she makes me answer the telephones and take stuff to the mailbox and order pieces. What the hell does she do? Okay, well, don't worry about that. Big Guy Productions is still there. We're your source for cutters, bearings, long word chucks, the template, toolbars. What else? A whole bunch of other stuff. Huh? Jigs. Oh, yes, Black Hawk jig. If you didn't catch the note, Black Hawk jig is back. All right? And that's got something to do with Swat, what we'll get to. But we're still here. If you need us, you can call the number, 504-715-0512. Just call that number. And I answer it. She makes me do that. See, y'all saw her hit at me earlier? She's got a stick. If I don't do what I'm supposed to, she hits me with a stick. I'm going to go hit that guy cutting the lawn with a stick in a minute. All right. Let's see. We told you about that. Cutting tools and the way you cut with them. You know, I got a note about that on my little iPad here. And I have this because my big lathe that's putting this together, my big computer put this together, got introduced to a picture of Ice-T. They didn't get along. So it had to be repaired, rebuilt, whatever. Whew. Fantastic machine, but it cost a lot. I've learned no Ice-T with that machine anymore. But sharp tools. I see videos and I hear demonstrations and I see things, guys try something and they get a catch. They blow the piece up, they put a big gouge in it, knock it out of the chuck. It doesn't come like they want, it's got chatter. What's wrong with your cutters? There's nothing wrong with the cutters. I'm not going to sit here and hype carbide cutters. Those of you who use them know they work for what they're made for, and if you want to get them at less than half of what it costs retail in the catalogs and all the stores, Big Guy Productions is the place to come. Pardon me. I get choked up over this. But when you're making cuts, it's called cuts. There's a really good wood turner, and I'm really bad with names. There's a really great wood turner who did a demonstration for our club one time, and he said he was going to demonstrate wood slicing. And I was president of the club, and I wondered what this guy talking about, wood slicing. Then when I got to watching him, he didn't have to say a word. He was taking slices with the gouge, slices. He'd roll it over and close it up, take a nice, easy slice. Little curly cues were coming off. If you got chunks coming off and you finish cuts, you're doing something wrong. But he was taking really nice slices. My favorite tool in my shop is my 3/8 inch Ellsworth gouge. Not by David Ellsworth, because I can't afford that. A 3/8 Ellsworth gouge. It's a deep V or a U-shaped gouge. And it's real deep. And it's got to be sharpened on an elliptical grinder. Which is what the Black Hawk jig does. Sharpens on an elliptical grind. And then I learned from Eli Avasara how to put a second grind on it, cut a little bit off the tip. Just a little bit off the tip. Get rid of all the metal you'll never use. And I can get a little 1-2 millimeter heel and make a sweet pass. I've done that 100 times on videos. It's a sweet cut. It's the one you need to make that slice with when you're finishing up a piece. Make that final slice. Oh, if you're looking for that gouge, my buddy Dave at D-Way Tools, D-W-A-Y Tools.com. You don't have to buy from his website. Here's the deal. He's a wood turner. You can call him. He'll talk to you and help you out. He knows exactly what I'm using. I've got his gouge, his bowl gouge, his roughing gouge, his skew. I got all kinds of his tools. Once I bumped into him and realized his tools come out flaw-free. Get that. That's a term. Flaw-free. the little Bobby at the milling shop didn't turn it out and say, looks pretty good. No. Dave looks at him. He says, it is good. That's what you're looking for. So you need Dave. Give him a call and talk to him about it. But if you need cutters, give me a call. Now I got to go back to this again. All right? Told you about that. Oh, here's a little tip you can do. 2 of them. Right. I had a guy this morning say, where do you get these patterns you put in Corian? When I glue Corian on them, Corian scraps. And you get those at the local cabinet shop that makes them. They'll give you the 1-inch rip. They might charge you $5 a bucket for them. But you're getting a lot of material for that. But, or make real good friends of them, like, hey, can I sweep up and pick up those parts? Yeah, that works too. But when you put something together, I don't have the brain. No, it's not a joke. I don't have the brain to put those things in a pattern and know how they're going to come out. Hey, I'm the guy that screwed up the Celtic knot so bad they called it the Castellan knot because I couldn't get the lines to line up. They were all staggered off and everything. Because I was busy when the guy did the demo and I missed the part about the subblade width and all that. It's a secret in Celtic knots. I'd like to tell you, but it's a secret in Celtic knots. Glue it up and turn the piece and see if you like it. But make sure you've sanded it well before you put it together so you can use the thin super glue putting it together and it'll go right through the whole piece and give you an awesome bond. And you only need a few pounds of pressure on it. The spring clamps work. And you'll come out with a really great thing. Alright. Now you've turned something that's really cute. A little bowl, a little bar, jar, a little box, whatever. And it's time to put a finish on it. Okay? We talked about C8 finish and super glue finish and putting it over shine juice, and somebody sold you one of those miracle drugs. But if you put it on, you got a piece you finished, and you want to put it on the bottom, and then finish the rest of the piece. How do you do that? I've tried strings, I've tried wires, I've tried trapezes. Think of me on a trapeze. Are you over that? Okay. What works really great, and I learned about this almost 60 years ago working in a cabinet shop. Jacks. Not the jack you jack your house up with. Not the one that came out the back of the Ford. These are jacks. I'm taking you back to childhood. Remember your sister had, all right, before you stop laughing. Your sister had a little bag of jacks and a little red ball. And you spread the jacks on the table, shake them up, drop them on the table. You bounce the ball and you pick up 1Zs, 2Zs. You got it? You remember that? Yeah, and that was you playing with your sister. I know that, all right? So, you play jacks. You understand what jacks are. Jacks are still available at the toy store. Amazon online's got them. They're all over the place. Ask the grandkids. They're still a toy. You need about 5 or 6 jacks. You put them on top of your finishing table. You paint your piece. Set it on the jacks. What do you get? 3 or 4 little points. No holes, just points. You can touch those up later. Works great for keeping your stuff so you can put a finish on it. Great little tip. Great idea. Jacks. I know, yeah. I never did get past 4Zs. To pick up 4 at one time? That ain't going to happen. All right. I told you about that. Jacks finishing. We talked a little bit about Swat. Because I told you Swat's where they have a great symposium. I want to talk a lot more about Swat right now. In my opinion, Swat is the finest symposium in the world. Others put it as the finest club-operated symposium in the world. Still others put it as a little walk with God. It's a great show. It's put on by wood-turning clubs. That's right. There's no chief executive officer. There's no chairman of the board that sits in the office all year long. These people are club members. They're officers and members of clubs all over the Southwest. Well, even down into Louisiana. They're all members of SWAT, S-W-A-T. And they put on this convention, this symposium. It's almost 3 days solid of wood-turning demonstrations. And they're very well organized, well thought out, well detailed. I the electronics is pretty good. No electronics. I like the cameras. Ta-da. I like the videos. I like the projection screens because it lets everybody see it. So you don't have one guy standing in front of the lathe hogging the whole thing up. Because the guy's always bigger than me and he blocks the whole thing. But SWAT does it right. And then you go to the main floor. There's about I got to go back to. But you go to the main floor. That's where it's selling wood, tools, jigs, templates, help, sharpening, whatever. In a huge gallery. And if you're looking for ideas what to do next year, things to turn, you don't have to copy them. Just take a picture. It gets your juices flowing. Makes your mind wonder, why can't I do that with a bowl? You can! He walks on dirt just like you do. Just see the ideas. See how it goes together. Get an idea what wood turning is all about. And I'm not talking art that's, hoity-toity. I'm talking wood turning magic and some beautiful things. It's all in that show. Oh, did I mention they feed you? Did I breeze over that? No, yeah. You know, one of the most expensive things I ever ran across at the other national symposiums was the $30 it cost me to eat lunch. It ain't my size or whatever. It's when you get a hot dog for $16.95 and a Coke for $4, then you wonder about things. Not here. They bring in a caterer, and he puts on a show, and he cooks up a batch of food, and there are no full plates at the end of the day. There's no leftovers going to the trash can. Everybody eats everything because it's really, really good. That's part of your symposium. When you pay your entry ticket, which is not expensive, you get that. Bring somebody with you. Now, the truth, I'm a nice guy, and because it's required by my marriage contract, I am bringing my wife to symposium for the second year. Many of y'all met this gorgeous redhead last year that was with me, and yeah, before you thought she was my girlfriend, she was my wife, she is my wife. But I'm bringing her with me again because we have a good time. It's a great demonstration. Now, come 2 o'clock in the afternoon, she's got to go check the bedroom out to make sure it's still there. She comes back about an hour later. Don't know what that's all about, but I think she looks like she took a nap. But this year, I'm going one step more. I told you we're back to making toolbars, and we have the Black Hawk sharpening rig for your lathe, for your grinder, and all that. Well, I'm bringing the family that builds those for me. I'm bringing a family. Bringing Steve, Missy, Joshua, and Philip. All 4 of them. We're not bringing the dog. Bringing all 4 of them. And they're going to Waco. Why? They need to learn how to wood turn. They need to learn what it's all about. They need to get exposed to all the tools, all the stuff, what guys are using, what they're not using. What's the hype? What's the toys? What's the get-up? That's what I'm doing. I'm bringing these 4 folks there. Now, my wife and his wife are probably going to go out shopping fabric and antiques. That's okay with me. That's all right. Cancel her credit cards before I go. She ain't got a nickel. That's it. It's easy. But they're going to go shopping and going to leave the boys with us. So I have 2 boys, 11, 12, 13 years old, something like that. Yeah, about that. Yeah. And it doesn't matter. They're farm boys. They both drive. They both can herd cattle. They both can take care of the farm. They're homeschooled, and they're great kids. Now, here's the other thing. These are kids you won't find like this in the lobby. They don't have one of these. No. They're learning life from life. And they're going to learn wood turning from SWAT. Waco, Texas, SWAT. SWATURNERS.org. SWATturners.org. Great program. Fantastic people. I tell you, the only reason I went back a second time was how pleasurable it was the first time. And I've been to many other conferences. I never went back for the pleasure of wood turning. I went back for the job requirements, for necessity, because I promised somebody or something like that. SWAT, I marked the date for next year's SWAT in my calendar this week. And I'm talking a 2018, 2019 Swats. I plan on being there because it's great friendship and great working with the friends. Now, Swat's probably where I heard about the Jags, but I used it 50 years ago. Swat's where I learned how to do CA finish. Easy and bulletproof. I talked about OB Shine Juice because it came from a guy in a club. So get with your club, with your other turners, learn from them, take it all from them. Take it all in, take it back to the shop and have a good time. If you need me, or you want to buy carbide tool kit tips for your tools, or the Black Hawk rig, or the template, or the toolbars, I think pretty much that's it. I'm gonna form here that we fill out when you call every day. And you do call. And you'll call me if you don't want anything. You'll call me if you want to say, hey Cap, I did this and this is how it's coming out. I want to do that. Can it be worked? Can you do this? Can I do that? Why did this happen? Why did that happen? You call me with that all the time. I'm okay. Because according to management, I don't do anything else. So, if I can help you, give me a call. We can sell you something, give me a call. Want to check out the stuff, put it on my website, www.eddiecastelin.com. It's not real creative, but it's the best I could do. With that, I need to get back in the shop and get some things done. Making shavings comes to the top of the list. But until next time, you take care, be good, go make some shavings. I'm going to go take a nap. I get my hour just like she does.